What's happening, you psychopathic jewelry party animal kids out there? Benny in the spot once again. You're at the right place for jewelry adventures, tutorials, mistakes, and successes. This is what we do here at Boom Jewelry Designs on YouTube. Tell your friends to tell your friends. Tell your mama to tell her friends. You know how mamas be whenever they gotta start getting around their friends. Oh! Alright guys, so this is the thing. This is the piece that I'm working on. I'm going to work on for my friend Matthew Bennett, one of my comedy buddies. So he loves jewelry. He's a jewelry fanatic. He has some really badass pieces, man. Coral, turquoise. Anyways, he wears some really BA jewelry, and he hit me up, man. He was like, dude, I got this thing. I want to do a tomahawk. So I drew this with my drawing skills. He says he wants it about a statement piece about 2.5 inches, 2 to 2.5 inches. So, you know, we got to go 2.5, you know, and push it to the limit, baby. And then 1.5 sideways is what I sent this to him. And I said, what do you think? And he's like, yeah. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to put the bail somewhere at the top. I don't know what kind of balance it's going to have. A bail hook right here, or possibly, I don't know, maybe a bail hook right here. I think these are the two kind of practical places to put a bail hook. And then the bail will be its own thing. And I don't know what that's going to be. But, you know, we go crazy on the bails around here. So, check this out, friends. I have this for my early jewelry days. I had a big, long piece of this. And I was thinking about doing a Cuban link, sterling silver Cuban link chain. But I instead made this bracelet with pieces from this, and then I made a couple of those bracelets actually. So this ended up going to good use, but for something totally different. This is 100-304 number at Rio Grande, round wire, 4 gauge, guys. This is 4 gauge round wire, and what I'm gonna work this with is I'm gonna use this as the handle for the. We're gonna make it look kind of like wood if we can. Yeah, tomahawk, baby. We're gonna go for it. Welcome to the adventure, man. Let's get started. All right, friends, here we are. We're gonna go. Love these Sharpie. If I was right-handed, they would be the right way, but I'm left-handed, so they're upside down. But I love them anyways. You guys with me right here? Let's go for it. Pull my tray. Saw blade. That saw blade starts getting warm, guys. Put a little candle wax on that bad boy, because it works just fine for me. And it's cheaper. When you're raised by a cheap dad, guys, you gotta look for the bargains. And if you're not looking for the bargains, well, you might need to turn in your grass-stained white New Balance, because you're not cutting it. All right, you wily coyotes, take a look at this. Wow. Really, friends? Does that look like wood? Like it might have been chiseled with a knife? In my opinion, it does. And then I'm going to build a hatchet to go on the top of this. All right, Juanitosville, I cut this out. This is the hatchet. Thinking about just giving it the Benderooski. Like that. Put my finger there and then hit it like right here. So if you guys can see that, that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm working on this right now. So I think it's gonna work. Oh, friends. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Alrighty, homies and homettes. This is my plan right here, friends. I'm gonna do a little line in the top of this, like a real hatchet. It has and then you put a piece of wedge in there to keep the hatchet head on. So I'm gonna cut that. This is what we're working with right here. Been working on this a little bit, but it's gonna be like I'm putting together. I want for it to have some marks on it, like a real blacksmith style. Just have to just pound it in like you would a real, when you're making a real hatchet, you pound that in and wedge that. All right, guys, I sprayed some flux on there. I think what I'm going to do is sink some solder into this little spot right here and then solder these edges down. So I think I'm not sure which way to, or the order of operation. I want to get a nice seal on this, and then at the last second, right whenever it's ready, I'm going to give it the squeeze. I'm just a love machine, and I don't run for nobody but you. My temperature rise, and then I go for her thighs, and then I say guacamole, my juice. Guacamole, my juice. Really, friends, that fast? How wonderful. Okay, put a piece right on here. Oops. Oh, Johnny. It should go right in there. My calculations are correct. If you're making a real hatchet, you're going to kind of indent this right here so that the hatchet head slides on there like so. And then we're going to close this. This is closed, and then I'm going to file this and get this to be look like a hatchet head. And then at the end, I'm going to put a wedge right in this top. Looks like a flathead screwdriver head. I'm going to put the wedge in there just to give it that authentic look. And then we're going to start wrapping this up with some copper. I believe copper. I might talk to Matthew and ask him if he wants it all silver, if he wants copper accents on the on here and on here. So we'll kind of, maybe I'll get a hold of him. Maybe I'll fax him. I'll probably fax him. Yeah. Alrighty, hombres. I'm gonna put a little drop of flux in here. I'm not gonna use my spray for this one. And then I'm gonna put some solder in there, and then we're gonna get this hatchet handle attached. Go for it, Johnny, go for it. There it is, there it is. It's starting to move. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good, friend. Oh, Whitey, Juanitosville, we just put this on there, and it's on there pretty dang good. Now it's time to form this. I'm going to cut these little excesses off of this hatchet head. We're going to form this back end a little bit. All right, guys, so this is kind of the fun part. This is the part where we just use our little needle file, and we really make this look like a hatchet head. Right here, guys, I'm doing a little bit of, hope you guys are in frame on the side here. I'm doing a little bit of some ball peen on the blade so it looks like it's forged. Take a look at that so far, guys. Looking good, looking good. I think I can probably thin out this handle right here a little bit. I'll file that down, make it skinnier so that it we can wrap some ribbon around it, like the handle of the... Alrighty, I have to share this with you guys. I have this wire that I put in. It's gonna have the cross wires. It goes like this. It's a small silver half round wire. I tucked that into there, and then I'm gonna put a place of solder there, and it's gonna solder to the thing. I'm gonna do this one, then I'm gonna do the next one. So I'm gonna do each one of these individually. I'm not gonna wrap it like an actual just because I don't know how actually. So I'm just gonna make it look like wrap it. I wonder if I can learn it on the internet. Hold on. Hey guys, so the internet was no use for me. I've looked up YouTube how to wrap a hatchet, and everybody uses paracord and they do a bunch of, but we're just gonna do it the old design. So there I have that first one, and on the back I pulled it tight. So I'm gonna solder that wire to itself. I'm gonna do it with my number 3 torch, which is kind of a big torch head. So the key is you can use a big torch, guys, if you have torch control. If you have good torch control. And I think it had no. Okay. So I think that the wire not only soldered to itself, but I think it also soldered to the axe handle. Let's take a look. On the back, it looks like we have a solid solder. Make that look good again, but now we're going to do the second one. That's going to wrap around this way. And then I'm going to do a couple at the bottom, and then that's where the hook's going to be. That's going to hold the 2 feathers that are going to come hanging from right here. We're making it happen. What I did right here, because it was anchored into that groove, is I just kind of pulled it tight. So like that, give it a little twist to pull it tight, and then that's where it's at. All right, guys, number 2, I already put some flux on it. I want to show this really with this number 3 head, because I want for people to be okay with, if they're comfortable with the head that they're like, when I use the number 1, even though it's a smaller, more refined, you would think logically to use that on smaller pieces, but I've gotten so good at using my number 3 that I actually make a lot of soldering errors with my number 1. Okay, hombres, let's see. Right there, that's looking good. This is going to be the face of it. This is the back of it, which is still pretty clean. I'm going to file that down, clip that. I got a nice connection there. I'm going to do a couple around right here. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to hang a couple feathers. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take a little break. I had to go hang out with my bodybuilder friends. Went to the gym, got a juicy pump. So now we're back at this. I'm sorry, man. That was just funny. Here, so I got this piece. This is actually a piece of scrap that I'm gonna make 2 pieces of feathers out of these pieces of scrap. So let's do that. Start off with maybe one about this big. Cut this roughly in half. So these will be our feathers. Turn these into feathers. If you want to see making feathers, how I do it, watch episode, because dude, it's a whole process, and I'm not trying to make this video too long. So I'm going to make these feathers, and they're going to be 2-sided feathers, and all silver. I'll bring you back to that after this. All right, guys, we are here. Look how small this feather is. It's a tiny, tiny feather. Might look big on your screen, but it's pretty small, friends. Come on, come to the party. You want to act nice? Let's go, buddy. I think that was it. Man, that was no fun. All right, let's go with the next one right here. Spray idea, thanks to Chad Silversmith. Look him up on YouTube. Awesome tutorials. And when you watch tutorials, guys, you just pick up tips. You know, some of the stuff to us that have been doing like the same thing over and over again, it's kind of like muscle memory almost, and almost not worth mentioning because it just comes so natural. But I really try to aim my channel toward people learning, so I think it's important that sorry guys, I think it's important that we make sure that everybody is, you know, gaining from the process, you know. And I think that was good. Just look, okay. Some on solder. Don't be shy. Say hi. Wanted that solder to get all the way to the neck right here on up to the top of this part, because if this is left kind of loose, open, then the structure of it is just weaker, you know. So you want it to be strong. You want it to last forever. You want grandkids to be fighting over this stuff down the road, buddy. You want to break families apart with your jewelry. Yes. Oh, yeah, it's so good. The jewelry's so good. Mom hasn't talked to Carla since Christmas. Okay, here we go. So this is where we're at. We're going to wrap these up a little bit. And then, dude. So I wrapped the silver wire around the stem right here at the ends. And I know there's some solder still on those feathers and inside of those stems. So I'm just going to heat these up. The low, medium heat. There we go. See how it all became red at the same time? Some action happening. Yep. Okay. I know, right, guys? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I think the next thing we have is to wrap the base of this guy and then leave a little bit hanging so that these feathers, so I'm going to wrap and then wrap the feathers into it at the same time. Well, first I have to texture these feathers. Let's texture the feathers. If you want to know how to texture feathers, watch the video. Texture feathers right here. Short video, and it goes through how to really make these feathers look real as possible. Real looking. But let me show you what my thinking is I'm going to put this like this, and this is going to be situated so that it's soldered, and then these are hanging from that, but it looks like it's part of this crisscross that goes around the back, but very clean looking. I'm going to work with this with some pliers, and I'm going to probably wrestle with it a little bit, but I want for these to actually be kind of stacked next to each other, the half round to be stacked next to each other, so it looks like bands going around the head of the hatchet. So that's I'm in concentration mode right now, so that's what I'm gonna be working on, friends. I'll bring you right back as soon as I figure it out. All right, guys, so what I did is I wrapped it around 3 times like I showed you, but I tightened it up. I'm gonna solder this in the back here. I'm gonna solder this back here as well, then and trim this. But at the face of this, that's essentially what that's gonna look like. Yeah, we made the vision. We made the vision, I think. I can't leave you out at the end of the party, friends. We're getting close to the end of the pate. So this last part, guys, I'm just going to wrap this small half round wire that I have. And I don't even know what gauge this is. But wrapping that right there. Check it out, friends. What do you think? These aren't soldered down and trimmed, and this isn't either yet, but that's the vision, guys. This is the very, very end of the Hatchet adventure. I can't leave you guys out. That would be ridiculous. You guys would be like, oh, he's not going to show us the final touches? Oh, yeah. You want to see the final touches? I got the final touches for you, friends. You guys, if I'm going to suffer, you guys are going to suffer with me. I think it did. I think it did. Okay, let's get another piece and let's work on this handle. I'm just going to drop it in here. Heat over here. I hope you guys can see where I put that solder right there. I'm going to heat over here, and I'm going to kind of let this kind of all get to temperature. See at the top of the hatchet, I have a slit in there. Like a real hatchet, you would put a piece of wood in there. But look, I'm going to do a little piece of silver and wedge it. Hit it with my mallet so it gets nice and in there. Leave it a little bit above so it still looks like a piece of wood coming out the top of that hatchet. Man, cool. What if we hung a piece of rope from the back of this and then hang it from here and make it long enough so that you can hang Let me think about this. So I got the small wire. I'm going here. bend over like this. So my thought, guys, was maybe perhaps going like this, making that the bail. That's dumb. That's dumb. Let's see what else. Guys, we are definitely on a jewelry adventure. We're trying to problem solve. I'm thinking about like that, and that's what the bail hangs on. So I think that's kind of what I'm thinking, and then that will hang from a bail. The bail will be out. Man, we figured that out. Alrighty, Juanitosville, hope we got you focused in. Let's go a little bit of the spray. We are putting in work, friends, for Matthew Bennett. He says he wants a statement piece. And I was like, I don't know if that means big. But he said 2.5 inches. So I figured, okay, that's a nice size. I'm super stoked to do this. He's like, I'll need it by October. He told me yesterday. Look, friends. I was just so excited to do this project that all my other clients had to be on hold just for a split second. Be careful, Benny. Be careful. Yeah. Oh, that is, when you're working around a lot of wires, and you really have to be careful with that. You got to pay attention. You take your eyes off that thing one bit, your flame goes onto that wire. Okay, we got that on there. We're going to form this, and we're going to start working on this epic bail. Whatever bail we use for this is going to have to be epic. I don't think there's any other way around it, friends. So I just boomed it right here, put the 925 so people out there know it's not phony baloney. And so right here, I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping. Some geometrics. Just to keep it saucy and bossy, you know what I'm saying? This is 18 gauge bail. So it's pretty substantial. I was going to do a wire bail, but I decided that because it has a wire hook, let's do a substantial bail. So it's not too wide. All right, friends, check it out right there, man. Ooh, buddy. Yeah. So this is the point, friends, where we kind of do the half round turn. This 18 gauge is thick stuff. So I was originally gonna use these for the bail right here, and that would have been a really cool ornate wire bail, but you know, come on, guys, sometimes you gotta just step outside your comfort zone a little bit, you know. You guys see this right here, a little bit of bend in. I did a flat file on the inside so that when it meets up, oh man, you could use those for tweezers, Holmes. That's what we're going for, friends. So this is kind of the grand finale right here. This is where we're going to solder. I'm going to do a little spray right here, just over the top. We're going to get this hot, and at the opportune time, we're going to give it one of these numbers. Boop. The solder right here, focusing on the nose. I want both sides to get to temperature at the same time. Got the ball on there. Really in love. Let's get him in love. Okay, that is okay. I think we're good. I think I'm tripping, but I don't be tripping, I stay dripping. Already, Juanitosville, this is the piece. I haven't put it in the acid yet. I just quenched it. So this is, I know you guys probably can't see how it hangs. That's basically how it hangs. So that's it right there, guys. I'm gonna do some polishing on this, and I want to apologize, guys, because we haven't done a polishing video yet. and it's a whole process. And Millie does a majority of our polishing, so I don't have the knowledge to be able to do one for you guys, but I want Millie to do one. And we're just going to wait for the right piece that is dynamic, that you're going to get the most out of the process. She's very meticulous and particular, so I'm glad she does it and not me. But yeah, this is, next time you see this, it's going to be in its full glory after Millie gets a hold of it. But as always, guys, thanks for coming on the jewelry adventure. If you guys had any fun, please subscribe. I'm trying to make my channel grow, man. I'm trying to create content that is fun and educational, but also adventurous. So yeah, that's what we're doing. My name is Benny. Thanks for sticking around for our jewelry adventures. Go to Juanitosville and you can get your Juanitosville coffee mug. I wish I had it with me, but that helps support the channel too, because I do everything for free. So a couple bucks here and there, man, so I can buy some cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? All right, talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace.